Okay. I was gonna say something and then I was like, oh wait, I need to do something else before I start, because once I start, I just can't stop. All right. So this week has been, well, first of all, my name is Janet, if you're new here. And whether you're new here or whether this is your 50,000th time coming to this class, I am happy to see you. And I hope that even if this class is not for you, that you find something that you can take with you, okay? This week has been, this month, all of the above, has been very chaotic and scary. Let's be real. It's been scary. There was a week and a half or so there where I kind of disconnected from the news because my mom was not well and I could tell that it was impacting me, all the heaviness. So I took a step back for a moment, found my balance, and then came back, right? But then the problem when you're dealing with a prolonged trauma, right? An event that lasts for longer than just one day. When you're dealing with a prolonged trauma, you can step back. But when you come to present, it's still there. And so, what do we do in that situation, right? How do we find the balance when it seems like we're just getting attacked from every angle? My message today, and I want it to be very clear, is that without women, there would be no world. There would be no life. There would be no existence. There would be no creation without women. So when we hurt women, when we hurt the collective, we hurt all of us. As a woman, you may be scared right now. And that is okay. Our fear is an indicator that something is wrong. Either this fear is perceived and non-existent, or this fear is valid and dangerous. Remember that your feelings are allowed, and they are real, regardless of what anyone tells you. As a woman, if you are afraid right now, you have every right to be. Let's use this energy to help support each other, to help lift each other, and to help move us forward. To the men, be an ally, show support. Violence is never the answer. It is never the answer. So remember to always lead with love. And if you are unsure how to proceed, if you do not know what is the right move to make right now, ask yourself, what would leading with love look like? And take that option. Okay? Now that we got the heavy part out of the way, we can greet each other by bringing our hands to our heart. Maybe bringing your thumbs to your third eye center and greeting us all today with a namaste, a hello. Honoring the earth, honoring Mother Nature. Taking a moment here, I want you to bring your hands to a place on your body that you feel could use more love. Maybe you have an injury. Maybe you're recovering from heartbreak. Whatever it is, I want you to bring your hands there. Taking a moment to just breathe in and out of your nose. Noticing and breathing. We are not changing anything. We are not critiquing anything. Just breathing. Throughout the North American winter, this series will be following the element of water. In Yin Yoga, we pull from elements of Chinese medicine, so traditional Chinese medicine. We pull from these 5 elements, and each element is connected to a season, connected to an emotion, connected to different dis-ease we may see pop up in the body throughout our life. Western modern medicine is incredible when we have no other options. We have seen it do amazing things. But we use Eastern medicine as preventative care. So if we can start paying attention to the body through Yin Yoga, for example, or acupuncture, etc. If we can start to listen to the signals our body is giving us, then we can start to use certain postures, certain treatments, certain ways of being to help heal our bodies from the inside out. And maybe prevent future dis-ease. I did not intentionally plan to be working with the element of fear during the last couple weeks, but here we are, right? And I strongly believe nothing happens by accident, and I strongly believe that we are all here in this class for a reason. The easiest way out is through. So let's breathe and move and work through our fears. Okay. Maybe you've had your hands placed here on your mat. And I want you to just slightly adjust. So maybe you sit up a little taller. Maybe you roll your shoulders back once. Maybe you lift your chin a little higher. Maybe you plant your seat a little firmer. Just breathing, just noticing. We're not changing anything, right? We are showing up exactly as we are right now, and we are being okay with that. We are not going to show up every day as our best selves, but we'll try. And the quicker we can learn to be easier on ourselves and listen to our body, the more peace we begin to see in our lives. Taking a moment here to come over onto a tabletop. You could bring your, bring your knees as wide. Bring yourself into a tabletop. And just move your hips in a circle here in one direction. Breathing in and out of your nose. And then go ahead, breathing, moving your hips in the other direction. Finding stillness here. Bringing your toes to touch, sitting back on your heels. Again, finding stillness. Maybe rolling your shoulders back once, maybe lifting your chin slightly. Take a big deep breath in here. Maybe you breathe in a little bit more air and a little bit more. Taking an exhale out of the mouth. Again, breathing in through your nose. Following the same format, breathing in a little bit more air and a little bit more, and holding it there for a moment or two. Letting out a nice exhale. One more time, breathing in a little bit more air and a little bit more air and a little bit more air, holding it there at the top. Maybe you bring your hands to touch here, and maybe you join me in an Om. Taking in one final sip of air and releasing for Om. Remembering that whatever you are feeling, that it is always allowed. And it is always okay. Coming back to your tabletop here. Maybe you just tap out your feet. Inhaling, lifting your left arm up towards the sky, and as you exhale, just roping it through here. Bringing your ear down to your mat for a moment. Taking a breath here. And then just lifting right back up and dropping down to your mat as you exhale. So we're not there for long, we're just kind of using it as a warm-up pose. Again, inhaling, lifting towards the opposite side, and really stretching here, right? You want to take advantage of this moment. Give it your best today. Exhaling, looping that arm through, dropping your ear down to the mat for a moment. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Maybe you need an extra moment here, and that's okay too. Whenever you're ready, inhale that arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring it down to reach your other hand. If you'd like, you can go ahead and turn your wrists in opposite directions, fingertips facing your knees. Maybe you can't go that far today, so you just bring them out to the sides, and that's okay too. Whatever degree is appropriate for you today. If you'd like a little more, you can just roll in one direction. Little small circles. And roll in the opposite direction. Little small circles. When you've had enough, find stillness and then bring your one hand into a fist down to the mat. Bring the other hand into a fist down to the mat. You can go ahead and bring your palms flat to the mat. Taking a moment here to sit back on our toes. Breathe. With yin yoga, it can be calming. It can be relaxing. It can feel really good. And then sometimes, a lot of times, most times, it can feel really intense. Let it be intense. Our bodies might beg us to come out of the pose. Our bodies might start screaming inside. Or maybe you're screaming on the outside. Maybe you're saying, oh my gosh, I really can't stand this toe stand. I don't know why she's making us do this. I do not like this. I'm uncomfortable. I want it to stop. And that's okay. Just breathe. A little confession. I want it to stop too. My fear, my trauma, my emotions, they come up too. And that's why we're here together, right? To breathe and to support and to move and to grow. On an exhale, go ahead and lean forward. Release your toes. Take a moment here with your head slightly bowed. Maybe you close your eyes here or gently gaze down the bridge of your nose and just see how that feels. You may feel a cooling sensation rippling through the bottom half of your legs and your feet. Doesn't that feel good? To work so hard on something, to challenge yourself, to be afraid, right? To be afraid to do that posture, to hold that posture, because our anxiety is telling us not to, and then to do it, and to feel such incredible relief afterwards. You can sit back on your heels here if you'd like, and we're just going to find our way to the wall. So if you'd like to use a block, which is what I'm going to use, just because I want to be able to keep an eye on the camera, you can use a block. But if you are going to use the wall, which is, if I'm encouraging you to use the wall, you should use the wall. But if you want to use a block, you're welcome to, as all of us might not have wall space. So I just scooch all the way till I'm sitting on the wall. I bend my knees here and I just slide them. I just literally roll over, and then my legs are on the wall. And I like that technique the best because one, it feels like I'm still doing yoga, and two, my Virgo moon appreciates it because I do not get feet and handprints all over the white wall. So once your feet are up there, I'll let you do whatever you want with them, okay? Same thing with your hands. You can drape them out to a T. You can cactus your arms. You can place your hands on your heart, your belly, on your heart and your belly, on your hips, whatever you prefer, okay? Now for our block people, if you'd like to be on a block, you don't have to. Usually I don't give any options in a yin class, but I am being gentle with us. Oops. I'm being gentle with us because I forgot that I was in a class and not just like throw it into a supported bridge. So I'm being a little more gentle with us in our yin classes because I think we all could use that right now, right? So I'm giving a little more options than I usually do. And this is where the trauma-informed training comes in, right? Because yes, all yoga should be trauma-informed, but unfortunately, it's not. And some of us do take the time to learn different language and learn different ways of communicating and engaging with our classes so that everyone feels safe and supported. Okay, so you want to bring your heels as close to your body here, like you're coming into a supported bridge, right? Tucking your chin into your chest, you can take your block. Inhale, lift your hips up, slide that block under your sacrum, which is right at the bottom of your spine, okay? You should feel like a flatness when you place the block there. If you don't feel it, move the block around. It is lower than you think it is, okay? And then on an inhale, you can lift one leg up and then lift the other leg up. And just be. So whether you're on a block or on the wall, wherever you are, just be. There is nothing I am asking from you right now. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to be doing. Just breathing. the more we breathe, the more we connect with our bodies, the less we disassociate from our being. The more we are able to move throughout life freely. Our fears are valid, and they deserve to be heard. Yoga and breathwork and meditation give you the ability to let your emotions be heard. Keep breathing. If you ever find yourself lost in the sauce here, you're not sure where we are in the practice, you're looking at the screen and it looks like I'm frozen. I'm just so still and breathing so softly. And that's okay, we all get lost in a yoga class. Just come back to the breath. In and out. Whether you're on the wall or on the block, on your next exhale, you can slowly start to bring one leg down to the earth. Gently bring the other down to meet it. If you are on the wall, you may want to just roll over to one side. And if you are on the block, same thing, you're just going to roll right off your block onto your side. Taking a moment here to just be. We're not changing anything. We're not critiquing anything. We are just breathing. We are just noticing. When you're ready, slowly make your way back up to a seat. Taking a moment here to find your way back to your tabletop. Nothing crazy, no crazy transitions today. From here, I want you to bring your hands slightly forward. Slide your right leg back. Slide your left foot back. And just come here in your plank. Taking a moment to inhale. And a moment to exhale. Bringing your knees gently down to the mat. You can keep your toes tucked for now if you'd like. I want you to just gently start to bring your hands forward and then gently start to lower your chest down. So you may need to make some adjustments here. Like my legs are just a little too far back, right? And I could feel it. My body did not feel like it was in the posture. All right? So your toes are tucked, your knees are bent, your back is arched, right? Your palms are long in front of you. The inside of your elbows are facing towards the ceiling. And your arms are bending as you bring in your forehead down to the mat. So we're not in a child's pose, right? We're in a puppy pose. So if you'd like, for a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your chin down to the mat. I'm actually going to take my sweater off because I feel like it's really hard for me to show you this posture with it on. And I know a lot of you are probably familiar with puppy pose, so you're already there. But just on the off chance that there are people here today who have never done puppy, I just want to be extra careful, okay? And so, here we go. So we've got our toes tucked, knees bent, elbows up. Forehead can be down to the mat or chin. Okay. And we're just breathing here, all right? Everybody's pose is gonna look slightly different. And that's okay. All of our bodies are different. Every day we feel different, we show up different in our bodies. So every day, every person, everybody is going to be different. We may be similar. We may be doing a similar pose, but it will always be different. Chasing perfection will keep you stagnant. Just a reminder I have to tell myself. Keep breathing. When you're ready, on an inhale, lift your chin up and just bring the crown of your head down to the mat. Bringing your arms slightly by your face. Just taking a moment to breathe here. Maybe you rock your head on the mat here. Being super gentle with your neck. If you have any neck injuries, you can just go right into a child's pose. You don't even have to do all of this. Because we always want to protect the body, right? We always want to protect the body. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring your knees to touch, your heels to touch, all legs, everything. Everything's touching, and you're just going to come right back into your child's pose. Forehead down to the mat, arms behind you. Grab onto those heels very gently, okay? And just let your shoulders, let your arms fall to your sides. So you're basically using that gentle grasp on your heels to be able to let your arms fall out of their socket. Okay, they're just falling to the sides. Your arms are actually getting a moment to just rest and do nothing. While your legs are still active, right? When we come into these postures where our belly is resting on our thighs, we are actually working within the earth element. The earth element is connected to our gut. It is our nurturer. So think like the Cancer sign in astrology. That is our earth element. That is our stomach, okay? So if feelings of worry are coming up while you're in this seed pose, just know that that is totally normal. Keep breathing. The only way to work through the stuck trauma is to breathe and keep going. At least here in this class for these purposes. Continue to breathe in your little seed pose. On an inhale, slowly start to make your way back up. Sliding your legs out from under you. Bringing your feet out and just letting them kind of fall wherever they want to. Taking a moment to just sit here. Just sloppily sitting here. And just noticing how you feel after that posture. We are in no rush. We are breathing and noticing and feeling and absorbing each and every moment of this class. And even in the moments where you feel like you're not present, like you're not there, like maybe you missed something, you're still there. You're still here, you're still absorbing. You're still moving, you're still breathing, you're still here. Go ahead and scoot yourself to the center of your mat, or, depending on how tall your legs and arms and everything are, maybe you need to be a little more to the, we're going down, okay? So when you get to your seat, I want you to bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the mat. Inhale, lift your feet up, and as you exhale, I want you to bring your pinky toes down to the mat. Your second to last toe down to the mat. Your middle toe down to the mat, your second toe down to the mat, and then finally your big toe down to the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, stretch each arm out in front of you. Gazing forward, make sure that each individual finger is spread out wide. Taking a big inhale, and as you exhale, slowly start to lower down with control. If you feel your feet start to lift, stop, ground them, slow down, breathe, keep going. If you feel your back is starting to go out of control really fast towards the ground, stop, breathe, slow down, keep going. You got this. And maybe you don't got this today, and that's okay too. When you get to the bottom there, go ahead and squeeze your knees into your chest. Squeeze your nose into your knees, and just hold yourself. Take a moment to just hold and be held. On an exhale, lower your head down to the mat. Maybe bringing your hands to the tops of your knees, breathing and moving in one direction. And then start to roll in the other direction. Bringing those knees back to your chest, scoot your hips over to one side. Take your hand to the tops of those knees and guide them over to one side. Stretching the opposite arm out long, gazing towards that arm. Just take a moment here to breathe. In each moment, notice where you can release. Where in your body are you still holding on? Where in your body can you make space and let go? On an inhale, slowly coming back to center. Scoot your hips back to center. Give them another little squeeze here. Scoot your hips over to the other side. Take that hand, guide your knees over. I intentionally did not use left and right because I don't want you to be confused. Stretch that opposite hand out, maybe gazing over your shoulder. You may notice that one side is more stiff than the other. Take note of this. Everything has meaning. Each side in Yin Yoga, in TCM, has meaning. Our left side is connected to our relationship with ourself. And our left side usually tends to be the side that we need a little extra care on sometimes. And that is okay. Squeezing our knees back to center. When you're ready, you can stretch your left leg out long. You can stretch your right leg out long. You can stretch your left arm out long. Stretch your right arm out long. Tuck your chin into your chest. Close your eyes or slightly gaze down the bridge of your nose, taking a big inhale here. Maybe breathing in some more air. And a big audible exhale out of our mouths. Ha. Breathing in and breathing out. You made it. And you should be proud. Even if all you did was lay in child's pose the entire class. Even if you got up 100 times to grab some more water. Even if you only made it in the last 5 seconds. You should be proud. If you'd like, and you have the time, you are welcome to stay in Shavasana for another 15 minutes. However, if that is not in your practice today, you can slowly start to awaken your body by gently moving your fingers and gently moving your toes. Maybe you rock your head slightly back and forth. Before you start to roll yourself onto your left side, your yin side, your feminine energy, your relationship to the women in your life, in the world, and to your sense of self. Taking a moment as you lay on your left side to just notice how you feel now. We're not changing anything. We're not critiquing anything. Just noticing. When you feel like you've had enough, you can keep your eyes closed or gaze down the bridge of your nose as you slowly make your way up to a seat. Letting your head be the last part of your body to lift. With water energy, we can be very mental. So we want to bring it down to the ground, right? To balance it out. For the last, I don't know, gosh. I thought we'd be done with this deck by now. But I've been pulling cards from the Hollow Valley's Sigil Oracle deck. And so you're welcome to take a screenshot of this image that I pulled today. You can carry this with you all day. You can print it out. You can set it on fire. You can draw it on your hand, whatever you prefer. And the message today is I am becoming more and more myself. And ain't that the damn truth, right? You wouldn't be in here in this class if you weren't trying to become more and more connected to who you really are. Get it, girl. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall here, bringing your hands to your heart center. Maybe you bring your thumbs to your third eye, dropping your chin down to your chest. As always, we want to take the time to thank ourselves for taking the time for you today. When we take the time for ourselves, when we take the time to work through our emotions, to self-regulate, we show up in the world the best that we can. And that's all that matters. As always, the light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you again, my friends. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to practice with me today. This is what I do full time. So if you are in a place to give or donate, it is always appreciated and helps me be able to continue. If you are not in a place to give, do not feel bad, please. Your presence is a present, okay? So your support, your kindness, your likes, your shares, your follows, it is all noticed, it is all appreciated, and it is all helpful, okay? So never think that one thing is more important than the other. That is craziness, all right? Again, my name is Janet, and this Water Yin series will only be going until the spring equinox. After that, we will move into spring. This class goes every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you like it, please follow my profile so you get more of it. And then we also have the